Hello, everyone. My name is David Zhao, and this is a mixed methods explanatory sequential study aimed to investigate the relationship between dietary consumption and childhood obesity for students ages 10 to 13 in Los Angeles, California. Childhood obesity has become an epidemic worldwide, especially in the United States. The 2015 to 2016 data showed that the prevalence rate of 6 to 11 years old school-age children and adolescents 12 to 19 years old were 18.4% and 20.6% respectively. From 2017 to 2020, the rate for children and adolescent groups have increased to a shocking 20.7% and 22.2% respectively. A poor diet with consumption of fast food, candy, soft drinks, frozen dinners, salty snacks, and canned pasta, which contain high levels of fat, sugar, or salt with few nutrients, can cause quick and unhealthy weight gain. California has seen similar and sometimes higher rates of overweight and obesity in recent years. The 2017 data suggests that the percentages of overweight and obese fifth grade children were 17.9% and 22.2% respectively, 17.9% and 20.3% for seventh graders respectively, and 17.2% and 18.9% for ninth graders respectively. Locally in Los Angeles County, the percentages of overweight and obese fifth grade children were 18.6% and 26.2% in 2017, respectively, 18.6% and 22.9% for seventh graders, respectively, and 18.0% and 21.2% for ninth graders, respectively. Compared with those who are not obese, obese children and adolescents are 5 times more likely to be obese in adulthood. Obesity is in close connection with poor dietary patterns. There were 4% overweight and obese children worldwide, and 1% were considered obese. But this climbed to a shocking 18.5% in 2016. High intake of sugar-sweetened beverages, SSBs in short, fast food like burgers, pizza, French fries, etc., ultra-processed foods typically contain added flavors, colors, and other cosmetic additives. Meat and refined grains are all risk factors, especially the former two for overweight and obesity in children and adolescents ages 5 to 18 years of age. Food deserts play a major role for the residents, especially children relying on non-nutritious foods, further resulting in increased body mass index, BMI in short, in children which do not support a healthy weight and lifestyle. Interestingly, lower number of meals per day is related with higher risk of obesity for both children and adults. And for the same populations, those who have higher meal frequencies tend to exercise more often and choose more healthy foods. The current research mainly either focused on the age group of 2 to 19 years or further divided this age range to 2 to 5 years, 6 to 11 years, and 12 to 19 years. There was no study which specifically set its priority population's age range to 10 to 13 years, but this group has a comparatively high language and health literacy level, yet their dietary habits are still developing compared to the 14 to 19 age group. It will be much easier to help and educate them to develop a healthy dietary pattern that is going to positively contribute to their lifelong health and well-being in the long run. Then, although some of the research findings suggest there have been exciting short-term successes at the institution level, in order to achieve the ultimate victory, much effort and time are needed to push these successes to a community level. The use of theory in research translates to other settings, contexts, populations and potentially time periods in everyday social life. This means if a theory was utilized in one research in a given time, setting, and/or context to a specific population, then future similar studies may also examine and use it as a blueprint to the researcher's advantage. In regards with the high or at-risk populations, 40% are in pre-contemplation, 40% are in contemplation, and 20% are in preparation. The intent of this mixed methods sequential explanatory study is to better understand how dietary consumption influences childhood obesity for children and adolescents ages 10 to 13 in Los Angeles, California. Based on the results of similar research studies by various scientists, it is reasonable and responsible to state that dietary consumption has a comparatively huge impact on childhood obesity, especially for those who reside in food deserts with very few or no choices for healthful foods. This study will be taking place and begin recruiting in elementary and middle schools across Los Angeles, California. Due to the high rates of obesity associated with economic stress, low-income areas of Los Angeles will be prioritized. The priority school district will be Los Angeles Unified School District, or LAUSD for short. Participants will be chosen from the students ages 10 to 13 of 10 elementary and middle schools health classes. School recruitment will begin in September in each respective school within the LAUSD by the recruitment coordinator via email and in-person outreach. This study will involve collecting qualitative data after a quantitative phase. In the first quantitative phase of the study, information such as weight, height, body mass index, or BMI for short, age, and caloric intake, etc., will be collected from 300 student participants. The second qualitative phase will be conducted because this study intends to gain a deeper understanding of why participants engage in their dietary behaviors and patterns. Sample size varies based on the chosen design in the qualitative phase. And because this is a phenomenology qualitative method, 3 to 10 participants will be chosen. The trans-theoretical stages of change model is ideal when we are trying to understand when and how people change their behaviors. The 5 stages are pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. They help us understand when people change their behaviors, and each stage builds on its predecessor. Then the 10 processes of change are consciousness raising, dramatic relief, environmental reevaluation, social liberation, self-reevaluation, stimulus control, helping relationships, counter-conditioning, reinforcement management, and self-liberation. These concepts help us understand how people change their behaviors. In addition, self-efficacy is very closely related to how individuals cope with difficult situations in maintaining such behaviors and preventing themselves from relapse. The stages of change, self-efficacy, and some concepts within processes of change will be utilized to investigate why each participant is at the stage they are currently in. A survey questionnaire will be disseminated to participants with a Likert scale from 1, strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. Questions such as, I think I should eat food with less fat, being overweight makes me feel bad, and if I lost weight, I would be happier, etc., will be asked to the participants. Besides our participants, their parents, who are considered secondary audiences, must also be included in this study. Although having some freedom of choice, children in this age group are unable to fully decide for their own food choices, especially when eating at home. Through survey questionnaires, participants will be identified of the various stages of the trans-theoretical model. Afterwards, the ones who are selected for the in-depth interviews along with their parents will determine their knowledge, attitudes, and skills in terms of dietary patterns, further providing researchers to better understanding of their food choices. Researchers are dedicated to show the effectiveness of each of the various measures in the studies, especially in terms of reliability, internal validity, and external validity. Reliability is a combination of dependability and consistency, and its replicability must also be high. Internal validity is defined as the observed results are true representations of the population under study. External validity determines whether researchers' findings can be generalized in other contexts, such as populations, environments, times, and settings. Prior to the initiation of this study, all the relevant materials will be submitted to California State University Northridge's Institutional Review Board for approval. Then all individuals and their parents who are involved in the preparation, design, prior to the initiation of this study, all the relevant materials will be submitted to California State University Northridge's Institutional Review Board for approval. Then all individuals who are involved in the preparation, design, implementation, and evaluation stages of the study must complete the human subject research basic course for social behavioral educational researchers, which outlines many ethical issues and considerations when conducting research on human subjects, if they have not done so already. Informed consent is the cornerstone of ethical research, and informed and consent must be both carefully considered. Most importantly, participants must be fully informed of what will be asked, how the data will be used, and what, if any, consequences there could be. Here are the references. Thank you very much and have a great day.